Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a adorable little stitch guide. I love this stitch. This stitch is called the textured stitch. Now it creates a little bit of a bumpy, which I don't know if you can see it very well. Like it's got a little bit of a wave this way. And then, you can see it perfectly on this one. We've got peaks and valleys. So it's got a wave this way. It's really cute, and it makes a squishy texture. I mean, it's not super squishy, but it's got a bit of a squish. I love this stitch. It's super easy to work up, and it's quick. It works up really quick. 2-row repeat, row 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3. We do have a little final row to end our whatever project you want to use this stitch for. If you don't work the last final row, it just leaves peaks and valleys, whereas this end is a little straighter than, your top. Anyway, so you can use whatever yarn you want to use, or thread. You can use whatever hook you want to use. I do prefer, like, whatever your yarn or your thread that you're using recommends, maybe go up one, because the bigger the hook, the thicker the stitches will be, and then it gives it that little bit squishier of a feeling. So like I said, this is called the textured stitch. It is a 2-row repeat. Use whatever yarn and hook you want to use. Maybe jump up an extra hook size. And I recommend 2 stitch markers just to help you out if you need it. Use the stitch marker to mark your first and the last stitch of each row. Of course, you're going to need scissors, needle to weave in your ends, especially if you work this multicolored one, because holy cow, you got a lot of ends. All I did was fasten off at the end of each row, change color. What else was, if you can hear my air conditioner running in the background, I apologize. It is too hot to shut that thing off. And your chain multiple for this stitch is any multiple of 6 plus 4. So 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 plus 4. Okay? I make this little sample piece with you guys. Just a cute little sample. And it makes a great stash buster too. And for those of you that know very much about Harley Quinn, I am not an expert at all. But if this was done in red and white or red and black, I can't remember what it is. Isn't that the colors of like the checker on her outfit? I don't know why I see red and black or red and white, one of the two, and then instantly think of Harley Quinn. I don't know. You guys are going to have to let me know. I don't know enough about her to say. But anyway, that is it. Get your supplies together and I will teach you guys this really quick and simple stitch. Okay, so once you have your chain length done, I think I have 6 times 3, 18 plus 4, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I have a little chain piece of 22 here just for a little sample, just for the tutorial. But so to get started for row 1, we're going to work 3 double crochet into the 4th chain from our hook. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, there's the 4th, and we're going to go in there with 3 double crochets. And that skip chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. I'm getting tongue-tied. 1, 2, 3, and then there's that chain 3. Now, if you want to help keep track of your stitches, you can mark the first and the last stitch of each row. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So there's the top of 1, 2, 3 double crochet, and right there is the top of my chain 3. So I'm going to mark that. Okay, now we are going to skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and single crochet into the next. Alright, so here is the pattern repeat for the row. Skip 2 chains, 1, 2, we're going to shell into the next, and our shell is consisting of 3 double, chain 2, and then rotate, and we work around the post. I'll show you that. So skip 2 into the next chain with 3 double, 1, 2, and 3, If you guys can hear that, there's a train going by. Okay, so chain 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate just a bit, and we're going to come down and work across around this post right here. We're going to work a single, half double, and a double. So just go right in there with your single, half double, and your double. Bring your chain back up, and then if you let your work lay down like that, you can kind of see that we're creating little valleys and peaks, valleys and peaks. So like on this piece, you can see it really good. So like on this brown, you can see peak, valley, peak, valley, peak, valley. Where that chain 2 is your peak, and the little single crochet we're working is what creates that little valley. So the piece that the shell basically lays down, and then that chain 2 is what creates the peak. That wasn't too confusing, right? Okay, so if we lay our work down, we're going to work our single. So we skip 2, single. And then you just repeat that again. Skip 2, shell. 1, 2, 3. I have a hair. Chain 2, rotate your work a little, and then come around the post to that double with a single, half double, and a double. Come bring your chain back up, skip 2, single crochet into the next. Then you can see how it laid your piece or your shells down, and the little chain 2s became the peaks, and the singles are the valleys. So that's what you repeat across your chain. Skip 2. I just completely lost track of what I was saying. Skip 2, shell into the next, skip 2, single crochet into the next. Repeat. Skip 2, shell, skip 2, single, skip 2, shell, skip 2, single. Repeat that all the way across your work and end with your last 3 unworked chains, okay? We are going to skip the next 2 chains and work 4 double crochet into the last chain. So since the beginning skipped 3 chains plus the 3 double crochet we worked, that equals to 4 double crochets. So the row ends with 4 and begins with 4 and ends with 4 doubles. So this is our faux double crochet, and then here's our 4 double. Okay, so that was row 1, and our 2 row repeat is 2 and 3. So this is the beginning of our first row repeat. And a little tip that I like to keep thinking, like when I was working these different panels for you guys, I always remembered row 2 starts and ends with a single crochet. Row 3 starts and ends with double crochets. So if you remember that, and then always remember at the end and the beginning of your rows, a single crochet is never worked into a single crochet, and a double crochet is never worked into a double crochet. So let's say, you're working your panel, and you get up so far and you're like, dang it, what row am I on? I don't remember. Well, look at that last stitch. Is it a double crochet? Well, you know that the double crochet isn't worked into the double, so you know that the row is going to start with a single, and there you go. There you know you're on row 2, which that'll make more sense once we get farther along. Just some tips and tricks to help you out. All right, so to move on to row 2, we are going to chain 1 and rotate our work. And like I just said, no double at the beginning and the end. Well, technically throughout the whole pattern, but the main point to remember that is at the beginning and the end. Hold on, my cat just jumped up here and I don't want her here. Hold on just a second. Alrighty, I'm back. So to start row 2, we start with a single crochet into the very top of that first double. single crochet right in there. And like I said, if you want to, you can always keep stitch markers running up the first and last stitch to help keep track. I like to do that just because I'm easily confused. Okay, so to the pattern repeat up for row 2 is going to start with a shell into the single crochet. So we're going to go right down in there and work our shell. 3 double, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, rotate around that post. We're going to work a single, half double, and a double. And now we're going to just lay that down, and that brings us right to that chain 2 that we worked, our chain 2 little peak right there. And all we're going to do is push our hook right through that chain 2, right through the little chain 2 space, right through there, and work a single crochet. And repeat that again. Shell into the single crochet, your valley, three, chain 2, rotate and come around that double with a dang it, with a single that we don't yarn over for single crochets. I'm sorry. Go in there, single, half double, and double. Bring your work back up, lay that little shell down, and that brings you right to that chain 2. Pop your hook right through that chain 2 space and work a single crochet. And that's what you're going to repeat all the way across. Shell into the single, single crochet into that chain 2 space. Shell into the single, single crochet into that chain 2 space. Work that all the way across your work or your piece. Go ahead and shell into your last single crochet. Two, 3, chain 2, rotate, single crochet, half double, double. Okay, and to end the row, you're just going to bring your shell down and single crochet into the top of your chain 3 or double crochet. And the reason I say or is because as you repeat row 2 and 3, 2 and 3, you are no longer going to work into the top of a chain 3. It's just this beginning one you do, because we are going to start the row with doubles instead of a chain 3 to go up to the next row. Alright, so you just single crochet, and that is your row 2. So you still got your valleys down here, your little single crochets, and you still have your peaks. Okay, so that was row 2. To move on to row 3, we chain 1 and turn, and into that very first single crochet we work 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So remember, like I said, when you're working row 2 and 3, 2 and 3 for your pattern, remember when you're starting a new row, a double crochet is never worked into a double, and a single is never worked into a single. So you know, when you saw that single crochet, you know it's got to start with a double crochet. Well, double crochet row, row 3, always starts with 4 doubles and ends with 4 doubles. Now I do want to say that, like, I'm going to take a little pause right here. I worked 2 panels, right? I have this, what is this, buff? I think this is buff. I have this panel, and then I have this panel, the multicolored one. This panel, I worked a chain 1, turn, 4 double crochet. This panel, I worked a chain 3, and then a chain 3, and then 3 double crochets to equal 4 doubles. The chain 3 turn actually does create a bit of a, not straighter, I don't know how I want to explain that. Like the chain one turn for double crochet has a bit of a roll to it. Like the tip of the edge has a bit of a roll. So I'm sure if you gave that a good pull, you know, it'd come out of it. But on the chain three edge, it's nice and flat. It doesn't roll on either side. So if you want to work the chain three turn, you are more than welcome to. I prefer working a chain one and then the 4 doubles. I will be right back. Okay, I hope I didn't confuse you guys again, and she jumped back up here, so I had to get her down. Okay, so I chained 1, did my 4 double, or you can do chain 3 and do 3 double crochet. And then we just work the same concept that we have been working. Single into your chain 3 or chain 2 space. Come down, shell into your single crochet. So it's a super easy pattern. I mean, the main part is just looking at your last stitch and figuring out, okay, is it a single or a double? Well, if it's a single, you know you need to work the double crochet row. If it's a double, then you know you need to work the single crochet row. Okay, I did a single, half, double, double. Lay down, single into the chain 2. Come down and shell into the single. Repeat that across your work. Chain 2, half double, and a double into my chain 2 with a single. And now to end row 3, we just jump straight to that single crochet and work 4 double. The very last single crochet of your row, and work 4 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's the end of row 3. So you can see how it has that little bit of a wave to it. But that's it. You repeat row 2 and 3. I'm going to actually go ahead and repeat row 2 and 3 one more time on camera with you guys. And I'm not going to give you any hints. I'm just going to give you the straight pattern, because I'm sure someone out there in the YouTube world is going to comment that I spoke too much, I confused them, they don't know what's going on. Trust me, it happens all the time. So I'm just going to go straight through and not give you any hints and just tell you the pattern, okay? So you are going to start repeat row 2 and 3. Chain 1, turn. What? Yeah. So you scared the crap out of me. So row 2, single crochet into the very first double, unless you work chain 3s. Jump to the single crochet and work a shell. That's 1, 2, 3, double crochet, chain 2, rotate your work just a tad so you can work around that double crochet and work a single, half double, and a double. Bring your work back up, single crochet into the next chain 2 space, and repeat that. Shell into the next single crochet, two, 3, chain 2, rotate, single, half double, double all around the post of that double crochet, single crochet into the chain 2 space, shell into the next single, chain 2, rotate, single crochet, half double. Lost control of that one. Half double, double, come up, and I didn't mark that, but single crochet into the very last double crochet, or the top of your chain 3, whichever you use. So that is row 2, and to move on to row 3, chain 1 and turn, 4 double crochet into the first single crochet, or chain 3, turn, work 3 double crochet into the very first single. My phone is just going nuts all of a sudden. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, one more, 4, single crochet into that chain 2 space, shell into the single crochet, repeat that across. I'm going to go a little faster to try to get this row done, and then we have a ending row that will give you a straight edge. Let me work across here and I'll explain that a little bit more. Find that single crochet, 2, 3, chain 2, single, half double, double, single into the chain 2, and to finish the row, come down and work 4 double crochet into that very last single crochet. 2, 3, and 4. And that is your pattern. Repeat. So you just repeat 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, all the way until your piece is as long as you'd like it to be. Now here's the cool thing. It does not matter what row you end on. If you end on row 2, that's fine, or if you end on row 3, that's fine. This final row that is going to straighten up your edge. So like if you didn't work this final row, this is what the top of your work would look like. Your peaks and your valleys would still be pretty prominent, right? But I have a final row that will straighten up that edge. So it'll give you a nice square piece. Okay, so to work your final row, go ahead and chain 1 and turn. Now if you are on like if you are beginning stitch as a single crochet, go ahead and work your 4 double crochet. Spooks. Okay, sorry about that. If you're beginning right here, if you're beginning stitch as a single, go ahead and work your 4 double crochet into it like normal. If you're beginning as the double crochet like mine, go ahead and work the single crochet. And then your next stitch would be the, if you work the 4 double, your next stitch would be the single crochet or the chain 2. So go ahead and just single crochet into your chain 2. But if you have the single crochet next, go ahead and just work 4 double crochet into it. So basically what we're doing is working the same concept. The only difference is the shell that we're going to work is just 4 double crochet. There's no work in the side, you know, the chain 2 and then working into the post. It's just 4 double. All you're doing for this final row is working a single into the chain 2 space and 4 double into the single crochet. And you just start the row the same as any other one. If it's a double crochet, then work a single crochet into it. If you're starting with the single, then work the 4 double into it. It's the only difference. So the single into your chain 2 space, jump to your single crochet and work 4 double. Jump to your chain 2 space and work a single, and just repeat that across. 4 double into the single, single crochet into the chain 2. And then end your row with, depending on what you're working on, a single or the 4 double. So in my case, I'm just going to single crochet into the very first double, which you got to rotate your work a little to find. Or if you have the single crochet here, just end with the 4 double. And there it gives you a nice square piece. Let me pull out and show you this piece. So you have that nice square panel, which I didn't finish this last row yet. I can go ahead and do that real fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, single into the chain 2 space, 4 double into the single. I may run out of yarn. 1. You guys get to see me play chicken live. Well, you know what I mean. 4 into the last single, 2, 3, 4, single crochet into the last stitch. Oh, I just had enough. And there you go. There is our little panel. And then here's the multicolored one. This is fun. And I am really shocked how fast this stitch works up. I loved how I could just sit down and bzz, you know, work through this and not have any problem. I like this stitch. I'm thinking that I'll probably turn it into some sort of a baby set or a hat and scarf set because it's quite thick and squishy. I like this stitch. Anyway, this is the textured stitch. I hope you guys enjoyed my stitch tutorial, my little stitch guide. If you need any help whatsoever, look in the description box. My email address is in there, and I will be more than happy to help you. So shoot me an email and tell me what you got going on, and I will help you the best I can, okay? So as always, you guys are the greatest. I'd hug each and every one of you if I could. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't, because I want you as part of my family. And you know what? I want you a part of my family. I don't care if you don't want me a part of your family. I'm kidding. I'm just trying to be funny. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to get out of here before I make a fool of myself. Bye.